for me, my main thing with this whole argument is the way it's brought up is in a way to kind of put down Kenyan artists, and I think that's, for me, that's why it's really, really problematic. It's more divisiveness. Like, even to the conversation we had last week, it's just more divisiveness and ways to make the Kenyan scene look less than.
Yeah. Kamba boy over here. Nimeobserve game kagundua mnacheza. Saa 9 niko butu kumamangu na kesha. Nabadilisha flow nikainapandisha red kaju niliashua mama tetaseka na pesa. So nikikas mic lazima inatesa. Kipawa ya bawa inawapa mapresha. Mistari nagawa kama la ya janyesha. Rapa popo nikipofu mlete nitamonyesha. Budangu alipanda malaika kashuka. Zona wale wanga nikiona mnashtuka. Mindo kitu Russia wanaita habrushka. Kaisa angekufa angeskiza mizuka.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the 30% podcast. My name is Sam and I'm joined by Afa. This week I was really disappointed because a family member of mine referred to this podcast as Sam and a fine African man. And I just want to say I failed my family.
What?
And
Wait,
you know who you are listening.
Yo!
This is absolutely you're anti-Sam at this point. But yeah. I failed. I failed in life.
God,
that's how I know I failed in life, is when my family members are referring to you as a fine African man. I'm joined by Sam and Afam. Hey. I'm joined by Sam and Afam.
Don't hate the game, bro. Don't hate the player. Hate the game.
No, the game is rigged. The game is always rigged.
No, the game isn't rigged.
It's always rigged.
And listen, guys.
Rigged in other people's favor.
I am indeed a fine African man, so I'm glad the rest of the world is catching on.
Yeah, I failed. I failed in life, honestly. I accept it. I failed. If you're new here, this is a podcast where we talk about the Kenyan music.
You can't stop the reggae.
Can't stop the what? The reggae.
The reggae.
Which reggae? Well, you do have natty dreadlocks. If you're new here, we talk about the Kenyan music industry. Kenyan music industry, the good, the bad, the ugly. Just general what's going on. From the perspective of two producers and intellectuals. I would like to say I'm an intellectual, Afam. I think you're an intellectual as well. What's going on? How is life?
Did we say this is episode 1? What episode are we on?
Absolutely did not say. I'm so sorry. This is episode 157. Mia Moja's Hamsini Nasaba.
You're struggling, man. Oh my God.
You can't say I'm struggling after the method of speaking a Swahili word gave you a brain fart. You can't say I'm struggling.
When? But when did that happen, Sam?
Okay.
When did that happen?
You're so corrupt. Okay, just because I was the only one. So now you Afam, that's evil. I just like to say that's evil. That's how politicians are, that's how politicians and billionaires act. It's terrible.
Sam, you need to get with the program, bro.
For context, Afam before we're trying.
There's no context.
I'm going to say it because you're not going to do that. We're trying to say.
Where's the proof?
We're trying to figure out what the episode number was, and then it came to trying to translate into Swahili, and my guy went blank. He went blank.
Sam, where's the proof that happened?
Where's the proof? Yeah, of course, where's the proof, man? How was your week, dog? I'm not even going to do this with you.
My week was good, man. It's just been. I always start with the weather. I feel like living abroad. There's something about living abroad that makes you talk about the weather more than you should, and it's annoying. But yeah, the weather's been cooling down. So there've been some days which have been a bit cold. Can't lie. But I've been good. I've been chilling. Been working on a lot of music. Yeah.
Okay.
Just making some progress.
What's in your well of inspiration right now? What are you drawing from?
Oh man, I've been listening to Sade. I've been listening to a lot of Alex Isley and Rags Original. Rags Original is an artist from the UK, but I think he's originally like from Uganda, or his parents are from Uganda or something like that. So yeah, shout out to Rags Original, man. That guy has the sauce for real. And then just been on Pinterest a lot, just looking at images. Do you ever just scroll on Pinterest for a long periods of time?
Yeah. Are you looking for images for inspiration, or because that's psycho behavior, just getting on Pinterest and just swiping? Pinterest is not supposed to be for that, is it?
No, I'm not just swiping, but I'm looking for specific things that just give me the feeling.
What does that even mean? The feeling? What feeling are you chasing? The feeling. So yeah, I've just been doing that a lot. Yeah, and then I randomly watched an episode of La Femme Nikita. I haven't heard those words put together in such a long time.
I know.
Oh,
it's so crazy. I don't know why.
What is that show about?
So, exactly. Because that show always used to air when we were kids. So we never really quite understood. Like, we understood like she's an agent or something, but the storylines were a bit too complex for our minds when it used to come out. Because that show came out between 1997 and 2001. But yeah, I just watched episode 1 just to see what the pilot was about.
Was it good?
It's just 90s television. That's all I can say. It's just cliches. 90s television. Like,
just cliches all over the place.
It's not cliches, but like, it's just so interesting to see how things were directed back then as opposed to they are now. Like, I feel like television today is a little bit more like, there's a lot more explaining going on as to what's happening in the plot. I feel like back then, they just kind of let things happen. And you just had to figure out what's happening. I don't know how to explain it, but in a way, I like that actually. Because like, nowadays, and people have been talking about this on social media. It's like what movies will do is like they will have the characters verbally say what's happening, because they acknowledge a lot of people like might be on their phones, not really paying too much attention.
Yeah. Like, I've seen it. People are starting to edit. Are starting to write and produce movies for a generation that's always on their phone. I saw something about that somewhere.
And distracted. Sad. Yeah. That's the thing. Yeah. So that you understand what's happening in the plot a little bit more, right? Yeah. But nowadays, but when I was watching that first episode, it just kind of throws you into the story and you're like, what's happening and why? And then the dialogue is just very interesting.
It's not good.
Anyway,
it's not how regular humans talk to each other, honestly. Some of the dialogue from those old TV shows are my goodness. I know. But let me tell you, when they came to cast selection, all those people were good looking. Let me just tell you that. They were really good at cast selection. So, what else did I do this week that was interesting? Yeah, like I just said, just listen to Sade and was what a phenomenal artist. Yeah. Sade's a legend.
I mean, you listen to Sade. Like, I haven't really
Nigerian queen, bro.
I haven't really like focused on her like discography like that. You know how you listen to all the songs and whatever, but I've not really sat down to like really like nitpick at her discography.
Yeah.
And I see why the hype is there. Like, holy hell, man.
Sade was the one.
She was the chosen one. Oh my goodness.
Still choose her.
Still is, bro. Yeah. Did I do anything else interesting this week? I don't know. Nothing is coming to mind. How about you?
Yeah. A couple of things. One, I was out. Beneath the Baobabs is happening this year, crossing over the year. And so they had a little bit of a communication meeting, a presser. And just talking about the what do you call it? The show that's coming up, talking about some of the artists that they have on there. I don't know if they've released the lineup yet, but if they haven't, they will release it soon. And just kind of what their idea is. It's interesting. I had a chance to pick Lemmy's brain. I think that's his name, Lemmy. He's the curator of the show and the artists and everything, and just to find out like what.
Let me the producer.
Do you know Lemmy? I had never seen Lemmy before, so I don't know.
Wait, okay, that might be a different Lemmy because I know a Lemmy who used to make
Let's
beats.
not get our Lemmys confused. I don't know which Lemmy it is. But anyway, he's a curator of the show. So he was just talking about the artists, some of the artists that they're going to be bringing, and then really the goal of what they're trying to do. In terms of introduce.
Yeah, no, it's the same Lemmy.
It's the same Lemmy.
It's the same Lemmy. He's also Nigerian, right?
I don't know. Was he?
If he was, then my Nigerian reader is Nigerian Kenyan. No, he used to produce music for Kinabakita, like back in the day.
Oh, dang.
Oh, that's what a world. What a world. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah,
Sorry.
No, it's cool. That I didn't even pick up on any of that. But no, shout out to him. I think he's doing a good job actually. So the goal, like what they say they're trying to do is, number one, familiarize Kenyans with like a festival. I feel like here we are very used to concerts and shows and all that business, but then the whole concept of a festival is still something that a lot of people are getting used to, and just getting used to the idea that a festival is more than just a bunch of concerts together at a specific time. So they're trying to create, and this now goes to the second thing, like they're trying to create a more holistic experience. So it's going to be music, it's going to be food, it's going to be a bunch of spiritual stuff, healthiness, all that just in one, and trying to foster that whole experience for the attendees. So it did sound pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, it'd be interesting. I don't know if I would want to attend it just because I was there and I've seen like what they're trying to do, just see how well they achieve their goals. But I don't know if I'll be able to go down there. I've never been down there, so yeah. Anyway, it'd be cool, man. BTB coming up. So I mean, if you're interested, if you've attended it before, you know what it is. I think this time they're saying that it will be a lot better in terms of the staging and everything that they're trying to do. So shout out to them and what they're trying to do for the Kenyan music scene. And I also got to go for a show down at Nairobi Street Kitchen. Blinky Bill was performing, but before Blinky Bill performed, Show Them Camp, who just released a project, also performed. And yeah, it was at the Nairobi Street Kitchen. It was very, very, very cool. I mean, I sort of just locked up on the tickets. I wasn't planning on going, but then a friend of mine who couldn't go suggested that I go because she wasn't going to make it. So I took the tickets and I went and I just sat there. It was interesting. They showed up. It was good. The band was good. It was like a standard. I would just say it was a standard show. They performed well. The energy from the crowd was great. Performed some of their songs. Guys were going crazy. They loved it. So shout out to those two gentlemen. And then after that, Blinky Bill came on and he brought on Lisa to perform with him during the whole time she was on stage with him. And of course, he did a couple of his songs. He was selling merch. He brought out a few people. Butchos made an appearance. It was strange. I was just walking around. Then I saw Butchos walking in. I was like, wait, is he coming to enjoy the show? Turns out he was performing. So Butchos came out and performed. I think they have a song together. It hasn't been dropped yet. So they kind of debuted that. I want to say it's called Makosa, if it's not out yet. I hope I'm not wrong on that. Zero Sufuri also came out. Zero Sufuri's set was fire, man. It was so energetic. It was dope. And then I think Mudon, the drummer queen, came out as well and did a couple of songs. She was fantastic as well. Lisa also performed a couple of her joints. And yeah, no, it was great. Lisa is just all the talent in the world. She's fantastic. So it was great. It was good. Yeah, I just sat back, watched. I love just sitting around and just watching people react to music. So like a psycho. So that was a fun outing. That was a very, very fun outing. Ended up staying awake the whole night because it ended at 3 a.m. Show Them Camp came on. Sorry, I'll say this then. I can continue. Show Them Camp came on at 11:30, and then Blinky came on at 1 a.m. and his set ended at 3 a.m. So I think, if I'm not getting my... Anyway, 2 a.m., 3 a.m., between there. So Yeah, I stayed up the whole night. It was tiring, but it was good. It was good. Good to see people out there. Yeah, that's what I did. That's what then spent the rest of the weekend recovering. So,
recovering. What time did you get home?
I got home at 8 a.m. the next day. So
the next day at 8 a.m.
Yeah. So I spent. This is the second time in 2 weeks that I'm staying awake for a full 24 hours. I don't like it at all.
That's crazy.
It's insane. It's insane. My body can't handle it. I'm not the young man I once was.
I saw Butchos also performed at Lil Miner's. I think Lil Miner had like a show, the Sumbua show he did. And I saw people talking about like Butchos performing, and they were like, there's just like a subtle difference in how Lil Miner performs and how Butchos performs. And they were kind of saying that like Butchos is really like, he's really good at the craft of performing now. And I think he's had enough time to really practice and figure out how to control crowds and stuff like that. So speaking of, like, that was also part of my week, because I was seeing people reacting, or like they performed the song Cocoa Butter. Oh my god, it's already been like more than a year plus since that song came out, and I was just seeing the reaction, and I was just like, wow, that's crazy. Like, because they had a whole band, Kina Modest Chabari's band, like were playing the song, and I was just like, wow, like seeing people like seeing like a whole band making something that I made in my room, like it's so weird. It's such a weird feeling, like to see and then the energy from the crowd, and I'm like, wow. It's like you can literally wake up one morning and make a beat and like everyone likes it or something. It's a weird sensation.
That's some of the beauty of music too. It's just like you could just be chilling, and something that randomly comes out of your idea could be the soundtrack to someone's life and just bring someone so much joy or pain. Or pain,
like just emotion. You know what I mean? Like the fact that you can really affect somebody's emotion with your music is all the reason to keep doing it, man. So if you're listening to this podcast and you make music, don't stop.
That's one of the C's.
Laughing.
So at the end of the podcast, you have 2 C's left. That's 1 C.
Oh yeah, I've already done 1 C. Oh, that's a nice approach, actually. What if I be sprinkling in C's during the podcast? Yeah, so that at the end. C's. I'll leave them in as like Easter eggs, so that people will be like, oh wait, he just did the second C.
Exactly.
So Sam, listen, there's a lot of conversation going on right now. I'm telling you, this week everybody has been in a tizzy. There's been I don't know, the fallout on social media has been immense. Everybody has been arguing this past like 2 days. The argument essentially is about whether Sauti Souls Grammy is a Grammy award.
Yeah.
But the conversation actually started on a different place. So I don't know if you know Odds. He's the founder of Drill Digest.
Yep.
He also is a very, very renowned music producer. He's produced a lot of the drill songs that you guys enjoy. He's also worked with international drill acts like from the UK. He has a song with Clavish. Those of you who are like tapped in, you would know who Clavish is. Well, actually, to be honest, you don't have to be tapped in to know who Clavish is. But anyway, he made a post about the past Blankets and Wine. And he was saying essentially that if you guys could see the payroll in terms of how Thames and Joshua Baraka were paid in comparison to other artists, like it would cause a little bit of like people would be pissed. It essentially
would be a problem. Yep.
It would be a problem, right? And bro, this tweet garnered a lot of controversy. One, obviously, because people are upset that Kenyan artists don't get paid as much, right? In comparison to the foreign
while
acts
sneaking into shows. and jumping fences, but all right.
I guess so, yes. So there was that side of the argument. Now, the second side of the argument was something else. Because now there were people who they had a differing opinion. So the other side of the argument started off, I want to say, with the handle Web3 Kenya, and they just said the simple statement, Thames is a Grammy-winning artist. Now this shook up the whole conversation, because essentially the sentiment is that because Thames is a Grammy-winning artist, therefore she deserves to be paid way more than the Kenyan artists on the bill. Mm-hmm. Now, Kadeu, who, let me be honest, no idea who this person is before today.
Shout out to
also
her.
had a lot to speak. Shout out to her, and she had a lot of things to say about this whole conversation. And she was very outspoken on the fact that what Sauti. So essentially now, Odds, in response to this whole Thames is a Grammy award-winning artist, he says, well, we also have award-winning artists such as Sauti Soul. And then Kadeo is like, well, they didn't really win the Grammy. They were only a feature in one song on Twice as Tall by Burna Boy. And they didn't really win that 2020 Grammy. You know what I mean?
That song sampled Sade, who we were talking about at the beginning of the podcast, but okay.
Oh, really? Hey, look how things come full circle, man. Yeah. And so that was the whole conversation. Now, the conversation shifted from now looking at how much Thames and Joshua Baraka were paid to, is Sauti Souls Grammy legit? Is it like legitimate?
Did they actually win a Grammy? and of course, guys love a good.
Trust me,
they love it.
Let me tell you, man, the conversation that spawned from there was insane. Okay, so where do you want to start? Do you want to start? So, in my opinion, I think bringing in the fact that Thames is a Grammy award-winning artist in the way that people were bringing it is a bit problematic, because I don't think it's the right sentiment to bring up for this conversation that Odds was trying to have, which was Kenyan artists need to be paid more, which is something we say in this podcast, right? I think why it's a bit problematic is, not a bit, but why it's quite problematic is it diminishes the value that Kenyan artists bring to the table, and I think that's and I think that's like a low blow type of thing to do. Even if you look at the tweets that Kadeo was posting, referring to the Sauti Soul as that boy band or something like that, I feel like it's in an attempt
that's kind of
diminish
them. and lil bro them. It's not wise. It's not wise. And if we're literally looking about, if we're going with that angle, if Thames is a Grammy-winning artist and she's getting paid that much, I mean, I don't think Joshua Baraka is. So why is Joshua Baraka getting paid way more? We don't know the numbers, right? But then it's assumed that he was paid a lot more than the Kenyan artist. Why is he being paid a lot more than the Kenyan artist when a lot of those Kenyan artists have been around more than he has? Longer than he has.
It brought out very many like interesting like dynamics into the conversation. So, Sam, in your opinion, do you think winning accolades vastly changes what you bring to the table? Because people pointed out there are certain artists and there are even certain actors who don't have the accolades that their peers do, but they bring so much to the table. right? You know, you look at people like Nicki Minaj or just there's so many examples where so many people get snubbed from some of these like major award shows, but they're still them.
Yeah.
Right? They still bring a lot to the table when it comes to culture, when it comes to, you know, just bringing value or adding value to these things. And I'm like, for me personally, I don't think you have to have, like, I don't think just because an artist has a Grammy or has this, I don't think that means that the other artists pale in comparison or don't bring as much value to the table in comparison, etc., etc. That's just how I feel. I don't know how you feel.
I mean, when you're talking about the Grammys specifically, how many artists have been awarded, right? The Grammys is in what, the 60-something edition, and giving out as many that compared to the number of artists in the world, like it's a very small number. It's not like a really huge number. And so we probably can't, it's just an honor, right? So we probably can't judge impact of that. The Grammys does not necessarily aid an artist to bring more to the table. It actually helps them take more from whatever institution, because the Grammys gives you credibility in some way. And what credibility directly translates to is more of the pie, you know, so you're able to charge more and you're able to demand more things. That's really what the Grammys is about. It's about honor and stuff. Of course, partly it's about recognizing like artists who have really done well and have created like really good pieces of art. But for the most part, I don't know if if the Grammys, maybe for the I would say this, maybe for the smaller artists, or the artists that are not necessarily as big as the artists on the major labels, maybe they could leverage those Grammys into doing more and being more. But then for the major labels, it's just really, hey, here's an award. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know if the Grammys are doing that. But yeah, what was your other question?
No, that was the question.
Okay.
Like I think, yeah, that was the question really. What you said about the gaining these accolades, giving artists the opportunity to take more from the culture.
Yeah.
I think that's what it does. It's not really about adding more to the culture. It's being able to take more, in the sense that when you do have that title as a Grammy Award winning artist, it's prestige. You do have that prestige in that sense. But in my opinion, it doesn't necessarily add to, like, it doesn't mean that what value you bring to the table is more valuable than other people.
Yeah.
What that means is that you played the industry games well. In certain examples, because obviously there's so many people who win Grammys and win Oscars and win all these things who really deserve to win the specific awards. But then we also do know that a lot of these things are also in the industry games, and you also win these things because of perfect timing.
Yeah.
Sometimes the industry wants to brand itself in a certain way, and so when they find this certain individual who will just fit into the narrative perfectly, they go with
then
that.
It's 5-6 Grammys, 5 just
sure.
And if you look at the Grammys, like every year there's like a sweeper. Like there's one person who collects like a majority of awards. That's good. Before we go on, just on that, the thing about the whole politics, I was listening to Rory from the Rory and Mal show, and he was talking about he was wanted to submit his project for a Grammy, and he was just talking about everything that he has to do. Like you have to have a Grammy consultant, and the price is like hundreds of thousands of dollars just to get them to consult for you. Not that you're going to win, but then they're going to be like, hey, maybe you should talk to this person, or get in touch with this person, or play the music here and this thing for you to be able to, like, it's games, bro, and there's people who are earning from it. So when you think about the Grammys as a whole, it's important to not going to it green-eyed and just like, oh man, like this is all great. It's not all bad. And I do think maybe the Grammys in other areas, like the Latin Grammys, I think there's one in Asia as well, the African ones that are supposed to come, maybe there'll be a little bit less politics in it, but it's still all politics. Anyway, that was a side point.
So let me ask, if let's say we're just talking about this Blankets and Wine that passed, if we replace Thames with, let's say, Sauti Soul as the headlining act, do you think the show brings in as many people that attended? Or do you think that number increases or decreases? Ooh. What do you think? Like, realistically speaking. I know it's a big hypothetical.
Sauti Soul do have a very, very, very strong fan base in Kenya. So I think they bring that number. I think Thames brings in slightly more because she's Thames. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. I just feel like Thames will bring in more people. International acts tend to do better. Hey, what's the saying? A prophet is not honored in his own home, or whatever that saying is. Like, people just for some reason don't come out to support local artists as much as they'll come out to support Thames. I don't know why that is. It's so weird. Like, you do enjoy that music, so why? It's our fault. Hey, listen, I was having a couple of talks with people over the weekend, and it's the same. Like, that sentiment came out a lot from different people. Is that, unfortunately, the Kenyan scene is that we tend to support other people more than ourselves until we get the same looks as those people outside of Kenya, and then it's like, oh snap, this person is amazing, let me support them. I don't know if they pull the same numbers, but I know they have a strong fan base, and that should be worth something, right?
And it should be, and don't get me wrong, Thames deserves to get paid
billions and billions
for. No, they're not billions, but like she does deserve to get paid. I think the frustration is maybe the discrepancy.
Yeah.
You know, like, of course, I don't expect Thames to be paid the same amount as artist X, right? But I do expect artist X not to be so far behind.
Yeah, it can't be 1 million to 1,000, right? It's not.
Otherwise, then it's like, okay, otherwise, how do we grow as an industry if we're really, really like putting down our artists like in such a way that, like, okay, how are they gonna pay for, you know, how will they pay for like the show experience to be on that level,
on the same
for
level.
example, right? Yeah, on the same level. Like, how will they hire like the backup dancers, or like how will they get like good instrumentalists, like a good band?
It would be really weird if a Kenyan
artist in their wardrobe.
Yeah, is performing on a 2-track, and then right after the Thames is coming, then all the lights go on, and then it's the pyrotechnics and everything. Like, that would be very embarrassing. Which happens actually.
So for sure, I think as much as international acts, like especially like Thames or like if Burna Boy comes, as much as I wouldn't deny, like they will demand for more remuneration for sure. I'm just saying it doesn't mean that we have to put down our Kenyan artists to the point where like that discrepancy is, you know, it's just insane.
From a business perspective, from a business perspective, do you think what a Thames would bring in terms of numbers justifies that, or should it be more idealistic? In we have to support our people.
I think it's more than that, though.
Yeah.
So this is the thing. That's why I asked you the initial question about Sauti Soul, because in terms of numbers, you see, Sauti Soul really appeal to a Kenyan demographic. So I truly believe that Sauti Soul can bring the same numbers that Thames brings to a show.
Okay.
I think what differs is in terms of like the marketing and the promotion that these not award shows, but that these promoters will receive by having a big name on the bill. So like in terms of like, let's say they're trying to get sponsorship from Company X, right? I think Company X will be happy to have Thames on the bill as opposed to whatever. And I do feel like that's annoying to a large degree. But I think that's where the difference really manifests. Because I think Sauti Soul brings the same amount of... I think they do. I genuinely think they do, right? It's just... when it comes to like the like I said, them locking down sponsors and all that stuff, I think that's why the argument starts to be like leaning towards the international act. For me, my main thing with this whole argument is the way it's brought up is in a way to kind of put down Kenyan artists, and I think that's, for me, that's why it's really, really problematic. It's more divisiveness. Like, even to the conversation we had last week, it's just more divisiveness and ways to make the Kenyan scene look less than.
Yeah. Now, there was a conversation about the whole Grammys, like in line of that, and Sauti Soul.
Yes.
Whether they have the Grammy or they don't have the Grammy.
So that's what I want to move into now. Like, let's now talk about what the situation is in terms of like the Grammy situation with Sauti Soul. So we know that Sauti Soul were in the project Twice as Tall by Burna Boy, and that's how they ended up winning the Grammy. Or well, they were associated with Burna Boy because he won the Grammy. They got the certificate. So if we're objectively looking at what the Grammy says, or like what the Grammys say in their website as well as their rule book. So I'll just read it for you guys, like straight from the horse's mouth, essentially. So we need to look at it. we need to look at it in three ways. We need to, one, define what a featured artist is, because Sauti Soul were featured on a song in the project Twice as Tall, right? So to be recognized as a Grammy nominee, a featured artist or collaborator must be credited as an artist or featured artist and make a significant and artistic contribution beyond accompaniment. Featured artists are Grammy Award eligible in the genre album categories if they perform greater than 50% of playing time, and are Grammy Award eligible in performance categories if they are credited as a featured artist on the track single. And then it says featured artists who perform on under 50% of the playing time of a winning album receive an achievement certificate. Now, this is very important because Sauti Soul did perform under 50% of playing time compared to the entirety of Twice as Tall. So this made me ask the question. Twice as Tall
was nominated for an album award, not like an individual, not a song award.
So that's So that's a very big distinction. So that made me ask the question, okay, so who is a Grammy nominee, who is a Grammy winner, and who is a certificate holder? So a Grammy nominee is essentially, when you see the award lists come out and you see the names listed, that's a Grammy nominee. Essentially, that's what it is. Like, the roles listed under nominee indicate who the Grammy nominees are for each category. Individuals who are eligibly credited on a Grammy-nominated recording for a nomination eligible role are Grammy nominees. Now, who is a Grammy winner? So, the roles listed under statuette are the Grammy Award winners. So when they say statuette, it's who gets like the actual trophy.
The gramophone.
So those individuals are the people who receive Grammy Award statuettes. So essentially, guys, like, just to break it down. So if, let's say, Sam and I release a project together and it's 6 songs, right? And we win a Grammy. And we are nominated for best album
of the year,
hip hop. Album of the year, or best global album of the year, right?
No, take us out that global category.
Sam and I.
No,
Oh, okay. We're just in the.
Yeah. I'm talking about.
Easy.
Why are you setting ceilings for yourself?
I know.
My guy is over here putting glass ceilings above his head, bro.
I apologize. I'm sorry. You know what, bro? You're right. You're right, bro. You're right. All right. So Sam and I are nominated for the best album of the year, right? So because we made this whole album and we worked on the entirety of the project, we're Grammy nominees. And if we win, or when we win, we will be Grammy winners. Now, assume Sam and I had a third producer who was contributing to the project, and they recorded on 3 songs of the 6, or they produced 3 of the 6 songs, right? Yeah. That means they worked on 50% of the project. Now, that producer, let's say that producer is who's a nice DJ Mura. Let's say DJ Mura produced on 3 of the 6 songs that came out.
He deserves a Grammy as well.
Shout out to Mura. Yeah, it does. So let's say DJ Mura produced on 3 of the 6 songs that Sam and I released for our project.
Yeah.
DJ Mura will actually be a Grammy winner as a result because he worked on 50%
or more of the project.
The project. So that means that even when we win so you know when they give you the trophy or the gramophone thing, like on the award show, you actually don't go home with that one. They tell you to give that one back, and then they'll mail you your actual one.
A slightly cheaper version.
Yeah. So yeah, slightly cheaper version, yes. So what will happen is Sam and I will both get our gramophones mailed to us, and DJ Mura will actually get his mailed to him because he worked on more of the project on 50% of the project as a producer. And so DJ Mura can walk around and say, I am a Grammy nominated and a Grammy winning producer. Yeah. Right? Perfect. Now, let's say we have a bunch of songwriters. Let's say Karun helped songwrite like the entire project, but it was actually performed by Zaituni Wambui. So Karun was writing like the entire, like all the lyrics she was writing all the lyrics for all the songs. Mm-hmm. But then the person who actually performed those lyrics was Zaituni. Karun will win a Grammy as a songwriter because she wrote on all the songs in the project, more than 50% of the project. Okay, so that makes sense, right? Now, if let's say one of the songs was featuring Watendawili, right? And now this is where we get to the exact
you're just trying to A&R your next project. I see what you're doing. My guy is just trying to put together a super team for his next project. I mean, go on. I just let you know that I see it. I see it.
You just clocked what I'm trying to do. Yeah, man. Listen. So if Watendawili were on one of the songs, right? I can even make it more complex. But let's say Watendawili as a duo were on one of the songs. And they, and by extension, we win the award for the best like project, right? Unfortunately, this is where we come to the third distinction, where it comes to certificates. So, individuals I'm reading now from I'm reading from the Grammy rule book. So, individuals on a Grammy-winning recording whose roles are listed under certificates receive an achievement certificate from the Academy after the telecast, but are not, and this is important, but are not Grammy nominees or Grammy winners. These individuals can say that they worked on a Grammy-winning project, but are not Grammy winners. It's very clearly stated. Additionally, those who worked in certain roles on Grammy-winning and Grammy-nominated projects but are not nominees, winners, or recipients of achievement certificates can order a participation certificate. These can be ordered for a fee from the Academy website. So, essentially, in this example, Watendawili as a duo would only be eligible to get a participation certificate for their participation in the project, right? Now, if let's say Ywaya as an individual wrote on 3 of the songs, right? He would have the opportunity to be a Grammy winner as a songwriter on the project, but as Watenda Willie, they would only get a certificate. Now, I said all this to say, essentially, and this is the facts. This is the facts,
Painful
and this
facts.
ends the whole conversation.
Hurts.
This ends the whole conversation just based on the facts from the Grammys.
Yeah.
Are Sauti Soul Grammy Award winning artists? They are not. And it's just unfortunate. Just because of reading the facts.
Hey, yo,
they are
what's
not.
your email address again? Send all your hate mail to... What's your handle?
I know, it sucks.
Approached by Afamefuna.
sucks.
Go DM him and tell him how
Afamefuna.
much you hate that take.
Yeah.
That's not me.
Unfortunately,
I didn't say
if we're
it.
looking at the if we're looking at the facts, right? And I really looked at it. Even if you go on page 72, I have all the like the notes. If you go to page 72 of the Grammy rule book,
Yeah.
and you look at the table that they have broken down, they break it down very well. They break it down by genre, category, nominee, statuette, and certificate. So if you look at global music, right? The category, global music album, the nominee would be the artists of greater than 50% playing time on the album, i.e. Burna Boy, and if there was a producer who worked on more than 50% of the tracks, they deserve to be nominees. Statuette, essentially the person who will receive the gramophone, whatever. It's artists, producers, and engineers, if other than artists of greater than 50% playing time on the album. And then certificate will be a featured artist, producer, and engineer with less than 50% of playing time, mastering engineers, if other than artists, etc., etc. We say, so essentially, guys, and this, like I said, it just means that, yes, do Sauti Soul have a Grammy award-winning certificate?
Yep.
They do. But are they Grammy Award winners? They are not. Ooh. That being said, I just feel like having this entire conversation is in poor taste in terms of timing because of what it's
trying to imply.
Do.
What it's implying.
Yeah, it's trying to put us down in a sense, right? And for me, I think that's the issue that people have with Kadeo. Because like, you know, a lot of people are saying that people are online, bashing Kadeo and stuff like that. But I mean, it's frustrating when somebody is like out there, like really just trying to put like Kenyans down in a sense.
Yeah.
So I understand why there was a lot of like, just like an outburst of energy, like, because just like why,
and, especially at this time too, because
sorry, go ahead.
Because Kenya is in a rather, let me just say, the music scene right now is like, we're very there's a lot of support. There has been a lot of support, and there's a lot of support for our art, for artists, for shows, and all of that. And so right now, it seems like the goal is, it's almost like there's a little bit of uniting going on, where our goal is to champion whatever it is, Unz music, Afropop, whatever it is. We're just trying to put people on. I've seen people who, again, during this weekend, like I talked to people who say, like, I don't really listen to hip hop, I don't listen to this specific genre, but I'm tapping in just to hear what's going on. There's a lot of that going about. So right now is not the time that we need to. I mean, it's a time where we should be telling each other the truth. I'm always going to stand on that. It's a time where we should be like really being honest with each other in terms of making how to progress and make the music better, and how and encourage artists to be better and take be more serious about their craft, and just think about it a little bit deeper, But we're also at a period where like we do need to be championing each other, and not going on these little side missions to prove a tiny point. Okay, fine, yes. So Sauti Soul are not technically Grammy winners, but the Grammys are what? Thousands of people receive them every year. Yeah. Compared to the hundreds and thousands or millions of songs that are released. Like, that's saying something to be in that spot.
And to be honest, like, and because that's the situation, like, are you happy that they're not being paid now?
Yeah,
because you're on the internet trying to be right. Like, are you happy now that like a fellow Kenyan is not being paid as much?
It's crazy.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. So just to end that whole conversation, that's kind of.
And I know you're bumping. I know those kind of people will be bumping Sauti Soul too. Like they'll be dancing at the clubs. But then here we are.
Be fiending for Soul Fest tickets, bro. But hey, listen. It is what it is. Let's support Kenyan artists. That's my takeaway.
That happens to be my takeaway too. No, but yeah, I mean it's cool. Like we said last week when we were talking about Zinnia and her nomination. Like the nomination for me is just as good as the win. Again, just because of how the struggle it might be to get into those nominations. And so if you do find yourself like Sauti Soul, find yourself on a Grammy winning project, like that's you being being at the right place at the right time or working hard towards that. And we have a lot of that. So like we have to stop squabbling on Twitter, bro. This has been the second time in a week where we're talking about divisiveness and trying to figure out how we can just...
Honestly, I feel like people would rather die than not argue about things. Like, I feel like people would feel like their lives have no value if they couldn't wake up and just like argue with somebody. Yeah. Bro, I don't understand. Like, anyway, hey, it is some people. That's the game. That's what they live for, man.
They love it. I just wanted to point out. Last week we pointed out a Grammy nominator. I think this week also, Kato Change was, I guess, part of a Grammy winning album. And he's also have like 2 Latin Grammy. So he's part of the Latin Grammy winning album. I think he was out there for a while working with some of the artists there. And this year he snagged himself a spot on the Grammy winning album. And then he's also been part of 2 Grammy nominated albums. So just shout out to him. Doing really cool things as a guitarist. The guy is amazing. And I also just been following him since like he was playing, like we're at the same church. And he was playing guitar there. So it's just really cool to see an artist like bloom in that way. So shout out to him. And all other Grammy nominated artists and certificate winners. Hey, you are winners in our eyes.
For sure. So anyway, Sam, enough yapping about the Grammys. And do you want to talk into new music?
Yeah.
What did you listen to this week?
Ooh, okay. Couple of drops interested me. Number 1, I listened to Where You At. Of course, Calligraph had dropped this earlier in the year. Earlier in the week, I think. And it's just a whole bunch of rapping. So this song is interesting because I feel like this song will have done really well in an age where hip hop, or at a time where hip hop was more I hope this doesn't sound bad, but at a time where hip hop was more appreciated, I feel like currently we are not as appreciative of hip hop as we are. But like when I was listening to this sounds like something that would have done well back then when like a lot of people were releasing and hip hop was on the forefront of things. But anyway,
2008.
Sorry, you said?
I said in 2008.
All right. See, I was giving. Okay, moving on swiftly, man. But I see, but I do see what he was doing with this track because, like, he's shouting out all the hoods, everything in Nairobi, like, and I think that's sick because, like, I think he approached it with the mindset of like actually performing it and having people like feel exactly.
That energy
it's always good. It's always good.
So I think that's what he was trying to do. So I actually respect it. I respect it.
Affirm. The Safari Uns Collective released a song with Savara. And Kato actually is on that song. So go listen to that if you want to listen to a Grammy-winning guitarist. And Mike Mwema produced that. I think I was also part of a bunch of people were part of that song, honestly. Go check the credits. But yeah, so that's one of the first releases. I think there'll be more to come. Big Pin dropped his project Onge. I hope I don't butcher this. Onge Coco. I haven't listened to the entire thing, but I listened to a couple of songs. I'll be going back to that, and I'll reserve my thoughts for after. In more Unts news, Kamushes, McLean, Brains, and Fadili dropped a song called Tamani. Again, shout out to them. Mbithi dropped a two-piecer. He dropped a two-piecer of Heat. This side and Shangaa, and I was telling Afam, and Mbithi just even having that conversation I had with him a couple of months ago, like Mbithi's just hungry. He just sounds hungry. He's rapping on there. He's one of my favorite Kenyan artists, so shout out to him. really, really good rapping. That's really it. And yeah, I mean, another mention, Noel Nderitu, back in the gospel scene, dropped a 5-song project. It's called Acoustic Worship. Noel Nderitu really has his band of followers, and is pretty knowledgeable. I mean,
I listened to the song All Things Good by him. It was really nice.
Yeah. So shout out to him. What did you listen to?
Idaziz released a song called Mwambie with Dark Feel and Cafe de Anatolia. So shout out to Idi Aziz. Big Yasa released the song Boyo. So shout out to Big Yasa. Calvo Mistari released a song called Ingine with the entire industry. So I won't even name everybody who's on that song because it's like 50 people.
And we need to bring that back too. Like,
Mistari.
I love seeing that where everybody jumps on the track.
Yeah, that's such a throwback. Jofis, Odiwa Muranga, Mr. T, Nelia, and Dinaso released the song Sexy. So shout out to them. Tuku Kantu released the song Only You. Shout out to him. Iani released Tamu. Iani has really carved out his sound and he's really sticking to his guns. So shout out to him for that. What else did I listen to? I feel like you've kind of said
Toxic dropped a freestyle. I don't know if you heard that.
I missed that one.
Dang, I missed that one. No, it was good. It was pretty good. Good rapping.
I'm slacking.
He does it like this is kind of what I like to see from him, is him just like releasing product and more quality, not like just half thoughts that to be dropped, but like he's actually like dropping, and it was good. It's more hip-hoppy. More hip-hoppy sounds weird, but then shout out to him, man. Hopefully he's gearing up for something as well.
Hopefully he is. And I guess I also listened to Alicia by Boy Lee, Ninja Racy, and Luigi. But Sam, the song that stood out to me this week, I can't lie, bro. These guys have been working this year, man. Both of them have been on runs, and it's good to see them come together to release this project. But bro, Waridi by Ywaya, Tajiri, and DJ Mura. Who is DJ Mura is a Grammy Award nominated artist with our project. Anyway,
he's a Grammy for a project that's going to definitely win a Grammy. Yeah.
Definitely. No, but that song is really good. It also has a visualizer, and I've said this a lot. It's just something about artists who are good at doing falsetto things that just like has me. And I'm not gonna lie, Sam, I think Ywaya Tajiri might be my standout artist of 2025.
Ooh.
I think he's the
not
artist. For me personally, I'm not talking about like industry wide. Like for me personally, I think he's the artist I've enjoyed to kind of see, especially when he does his like individual forays outside of Watenda Willie. I'm really vibing with the things he's like Money Over Love. What does he say? Ananikata, cause I love more. Cause I love more. Oh, bro, that's my shit, man. I've been listening to that, like just feeling the vibes, man. I'm just like, Money of my love. Ananikata, cause I love more. Bro, do you know how many times I've listened to that song, Sam? I can't even. If I say it, I'll be embarrassed. But anyway,
hey, no shame.
I think him play KE for real. But anyway, I think DJ Mura as well has been on a run.
Oh no, yeah.
Like all the releases he's been, bro, all these releases are hitting, with Kina Costa, Juang, Lee Boy, like bro is just like releasing like smash after smash. So this is his year as well, for real, man.
Yeah.
So shout out to both DJ Mura and Ywaya, and man. We are gonna play this song Waridi by DJ Mura and Ywaya Tajiri.
Urembo wa waridi, urembo wa waridi, leo ndakuletea maua, leo ndakuletea maua,
wewe unataka. Maisha London kweli ndajikaza for. Urembo flani yeleweki nimekudedi chizi freshi for. Niko tayari kukupa penzi haraka upesi, cause you bless me, oh. Urembo wa waridi, urembo wa waridi, leo ndakuletea maua, leo ndakuletea maua. Urembo wa waridi, urembo wa waridi, najua mnapenda maua, linda kuletea maua. For better, for worse, no competition, it is you I trust. You're my favorite person, I give you all or nothing. And girl, our love's everlasting. You're putting me in the mood when you're dancing. Baby, believe me, I know that we're rushing. With you, I'm no longer searching. Yeah, wingine tena stacking. Stacking, stacking, stacking. All I need is your stamina. Baby na, baby na, baby na. Hacha leo nikupe jina. Stacking, stacking, stacking. All I need is your stamina. The baby na, baby na, baby na. Hacha leo nikupe jina. Urembo wa waridi, urembo wa waridi, leo ndakuletea maua, leo ndakuletea maua. Urembo wa waridi, urembo wa waridi, najua mnapenda maua, linda kuletea maua. Waridi, waridi, oh, waridi wangu we. Waridi, 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 waridi wangu we. Waridi wangu we. Waridi, roses for my baby, roses for my one and only baby, oh. Roses for my shady, oh. Roses for my one and only baby, oh. Shady, oh.
That was Waridi by Ywaya, Tajiri, and DJ Mura. Shout out to both of them. Phenomenal song.
Very
Really,
phenomenal.
really enjoyed that.
Yeah. Good pairing. I'd like to see who Mura is thinking
Good.
of pairing with too. It was pleasantly.
Do you know who else is a
surprised.
good? Do you know who else is a good pairing?
Go ahead and say it.
No, just you and I for making this podcast, and
Exactly. I know. Yeah.
you and I paired with our listenership. Amazing pairing. So shout out to you guys as well.
I like how you find the
for listening to
sentimentalism in
this.
everything. That's actually commendable, man. That's good. That's good.
Thanks.
You'd make
Thanks.
a good
Thanks.
friend.
Why are you saying that like we are not already friends? You're saying that like like that
You'd make a good friend
hypothetically
because
we
you
could
like
make.
remind us of
Wow.
the times that we had.
You hear that, guys? I would make a good friend.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
take
yeah.
that's the highest of
Opinions, right?
just Thank
Compliments. Yep.
you. Yeah, thank you for that.
That's
but
my
yeah.
job here, honestly, is to give high compliments.
And compliments to you guys for listening to this podcast. Appreciate you as always.
You're quick.
And we started this podcast because we wanted to see Kenyan artists get paid more and played more, which is why today's conversation was very hurtful for me and Sam. But if you're new here, I like to end the podcast with the 3 C's, essentially a mantra.
Hey,
that
2
I
C's.
devised
You
for
already mentioned 1 C earlier.
Oh,
so you have 2 left.
Yeah, 2 C's. Wait, which 2 C's do I have left?
Just go. You know, I don't even. Just go through.
Oh, I've even forgotten. Okay. Yeah, and so the 3 C's essentially, like I said, it's just kind of guidelines that I've devised for myself because I'm not perfect as an artist. Number 1, being confidence. You need to be confident in your art. That's essentially what's going to make people want to listen to your music in the first place. Number 2, consistency. If you're not consistent, you will be left behind. And trust me, consistency is better than talent 10 out of 10 times. Right. Sam, do you consider yourself a talented individual?
Don't. I was having, we're not going to get into a philosophical session because I was having a discussion with myself earlier on the day. Early on today when I was making some music. I think to some extent, I think there's talent there. Kuna talent hapo mahali. I think to some extent, yeah, there's kuna kitu hapo. There's something there. Why? Why are you asking me that question?
Because even me, it's a question I ask myself, and I don't think I'm talented. I really think when it comes to even like making this music stuff and whatever, like I just because I try a lot of times, and I feel like other people are way more talented than me whenever I look at myself and like how other people approach like creating art and stuff like that. I'm like, wow, y'all are all so good. Like,
but then what's the talent
for me,
line?
it's just more like,
because when you say that, is that there's
like
other people that are way more talented than you. There's
have
also other people who are way more talented than those other people who are way more talented than you. So then what's the line?
But it's like talent is like, for me, I feel like it's like when you compare, and I'm sorry to bring this to football, if you guys don't like football, but like if you compare like a Messi to a Cristiano Ronaldo, like Messi is just pure talent. Or if you look like an Eden Hazard. In fact, the best
take it off Messi and Ronaldo,
the best example,
that's a heated topic on the internet.
No, but if you take it to somebody like Eden Hazard, and I'm sorry if you're not like, if you guys listening don't like football, but if you take it to somebody like Eden Hazard, that's an amazing example of somebody who is supremely talented. Like he was born to play football. Even if you watch him, you just see the things he's doing. Phenomenal. Like it's just, you watch it and you're like, this is beautiful. But he wasn't hardworking enough, and that's why his name is never gonna be in those heights conversation-wise. Because he just didn't work hard enough, and it's unfortunate, but it's true. And for me, that's why I say, like, if you're not consistent, if you're not like that's I feel like that's why Ronaldo is at the heights we put him at, because he works so hard to be at that level that he actually worked himself there. You know what I mean? Messi was just talented. Like, and if he puts in a little bit of work, he's just, it's beautiful. And for me, I feel like I'm not like a Messi individual. Me personally, I'm more like a Ronaldo individual where I'm okay. I'm just okay. And I need to work really hard, and I can if I put my mind to it, and I can get to that level. But I don't think I'm a talented, like I don't have like just a talent, like I was born, like, you know what I mean? Like, bro, I just don't have that. That's how I view myself, essentially.
Well, I think you're talented.
Thanks, Sam. And you also think I'm a good... What's happening? This is... Wait. What's happening today? I don't like this.
Oh, man. Even on that point, like I think as an artist, so there's talent, but then what you really need in order to succeed, especially as a creative, is just like guts. Like you need faith and you need the guts to just go out and get it.
And resilience.
Yeah. Just the first ones will be terrible. The second ones probably terrible, up to the hundreds. And then people will start noticing you, or you start having a little bit of impact on people's lives, and then you keep going. That's where the work actually starts. So it's faith and guts.
Yes.
And
sir.
talent.
Faith and guts. And the last C, I guess, is craft. Just work on your craft,
faith,
guys.
guts, and craft.
Okay. Yeah. I didn't even finish that. Yeah. Just work on your craft.
Yeah.
Yo, Sam, that was episode 157. Oh my goodness, bro. We're getting up there, man.
Flying through these.
So shout out to we're flying through the 50s or the 150s. So yeah. Unless there's anything Sam, is there anything else in your heart?
Thank you guys for listening.
To know?
I appreciate y'all. Share this with people who you think would benefit from the conversation. Argue amongst yourselves, please, and let us know what you're arguing about.
Yes,
if you have feedback or anything else, you can hit us up on the socials. We are there, the 30% podcast. Oh, 30% pod. Oh, is it? We haven't done this in such a long time, I've forgotten our handle. 30% pod.
It's the 30% pod. But just write the 30% podcast anywhere and
you'll see our two faces.
Exactly. So, two-face Idibia.
All right, man. Yeah, we'll catch you guys in the next episode. Bye. That was unnecessary.
Bye, guys.